Welcome to this lesson where we're going to be talking about sending direct messages using Jarvee. And just like I talked about in comments, I really don't recommend you do this because firstly it just comes off really spammy, which could lead to your Instagram account being blocked or banned, worst case scenario. And it's just not authentic. It's going to pretty much in the end actually do a bit more damage than it's going to do good for you. Because most people can just tell when a message is automated. I imagine you can almost go on your phone now and some people will send you that message after you follow them saying, hey, thanks for following me, by the way you should check this thing out, blah blah blah, here's a link. It's like I'm not going to click that link. It's so unauthentic. It's automated. They don't care. They don't put in time. It's best just to sort of step away from that and almost appear more like a luxury brand on Instagram, more exclusive, where if people actually want to hear from you, they actually have to come and contact you and then you can reply to them. It just sort of raises your value up at the end. But like anything, I know people will want to learn how to do this, so that's what I'm going to teach you right now. So direct messages, don't get it confused with the direct messages tab. You can come in here and actually just manage your direct messages, which is pretty cool. This is the way I recommend you do it. You can just come in, see who's messaged you, blah blah blah. Like, look, you can see all these automated messages. Are you interested in forex trading, or are you a forex trader, like, or whatever it's called? Just not authentic. So yeah, you can manage your direct messages there, and the contact is the actual tab to come into if you want to start sending. So what we're going to do here is we're actually going to skip extract users because auto extract is pretty much the same, but it's going to take out the effort of you literally clicking a button every time you want to find users. But with this being kept in mind, what I do want to point out is they have all the examples in here of how you're going to type in different users. So if you want to find followers of a specific account, for example, you need to type in followers and then a slash and then the username of that account. And you can go down, you can scroll, see what's in here, and go through it. But what we're going to do is jump into the auto extract tab and put in an example here. So it will say add extraction lines, and if you want to use this, what it's going to do is just start finding users from sources that you recommend, and then it's going to use those users to go send a direct message. We're also going to jump in, sending to messages to new followers, because I know a lot of people want to do that instead of this method, but just wanted to make sure everyone is clear on it. So yeah, what you want to do is, let's just say we want to type in, we want to find followers of my account, so you could type in followers / it's Ward. That would be good. Maybe you want to also find likers, so it's likers / it's Ward. So that would find people who are following me and also people who have liked my content as well as my posts. And if you want to find out like the other ones, they are all listed right here in the section. And what I'll do, just to make your life easier in case it's hard for you to read on your screen, I'll just list them down below this lesson of different methods you can. Sweet. So what we're going to do is leave this up here to default. We're also going to leave the run extraction daily timer specific. We're going to run extraction every 24 hours. So every 24 hours, it's basically going to look at these right here and say, okay, it's time to find, and update the users from this. So we're going to skip non-English names if you wish. And most of these, by the way, are completely optional, as always. We also want to make sure that the user bio name does not contain any invalid words. And just to quickly jump into this, I'm going to copy and paste across mine from my like tab. Just to show you an example, back to auto extract, paste those in. They are the blacklisted words. Want to make sure we skip those people. We're also going to make sure the user is not following this account. If you do want to target people who are following you, please feel free. Like I said, a lot of these options right here are going to be very dependent on what you're trying to achieve with this. We are also going to not contact private users. You just can't contact them in general because they are private. So yeah, make sure that is on, and otherwise everything else is looking good. So once that's done, you can click start. I'm not going to do it because it will start adding in people here for us, but once it is done, you can come into the use extracted users. You can obviously click here to start extracting those users as well. You're going to add them in, and it's going to give you a message to select users. And if we're using auto extract, it should be adding these in here automatically for you. But if not, just click here and it's going to start adding in those users for you. But this is where we can actually type in the message you want to send them. So if you watched our comment lesson, we are going to be going through Spintax right here. On the most basic level, of course, you can always look into multi-level and all that good stuff. But let's jump in. So what you want to do is maybe say hey, and then maybe their username, so we can click the token right here of a username. So it's going to say hey, and then whatever their username of their Instagram account is, which is great. You know, just wanted to send you this message. Full stop. Have a great day. So you can obviously type in here whatever you want. Please feel free to do that. But what you should really focus on doing is starting to Spintax this message up. And what Spintax is, it just chooses a random word where you sort of define it in an area. And to do this, you want to add a curly bracket. So obviously there's just like a square bracket, you know, it just looks like that or something. Yep, like that. It's the shift key above and it's like the curly one. I don't know if they have a certain name, but in my mind it's curly bracket. So we could say, hey, I wanted to send you this message, maybe just this note. We could type in DM. We could say even direct message. We could say, let's just say like a whisper for some reason. And then we'll close it off with a curly bracket. And then what's going to happen is if we click this button here, check Spintax, we're looking for this word right here. So it's chosen whisper out of this random list. We'll press OK. Let's do it again. Send this direct message, which is cool. And you can see actually we have a little space here, which is not correct. We can come back in, press a backspace, make sure everything is good. Spintax again. Send you this note. So yeah, you can see it sort of rolling through, checking out different things. And then what you want to do is just continue with this. So, you know, have a great day. Hope you have a great week. You know, have a great afternoon. You can never go wrong with afternoon, even if it's in the evening. If you say morning and it's afternoon, it's pretty awkward. So you can do that. You can also add emojis. So we'll click add emoji. And we'll add a smiley. And we'll also Spintax these. So just to let you know, in case I didn't cover it, you do want to add in a straight line in between each word, excuse me. So message, and then it's just a straight line. On my keyboard, it's right next to the left shift key. There's a slash that looks like this on for your screen, and then it's just above it. It's just a straight line. And then note, and then DM, all that stuff. We'll add in another emoji. Let's just put in this one, it looks funny. And then if we check Spintax once again, make sure your message looks good. And yeah, everything seems to be working really well. So as you can see, just from doing this, we're going to have a lot of different variants of a message that we can send. Instead of just saying, hey, username, just wanted to send you this message, have a great day. All of a sudden, we have maybe like 30 different options just within this whole thing, which is really cool. So that is it right here. We can also send a secondary message, and you come in here and edit secondary message. And basically that's just going to be a follow-up message. So let's just say, hey, hope your day's going well. And then it's going to, as you can see right here, send secondary messages after 24 to 48 hours. Between that time, it's then just going to send like a follow-up message. And you can type that in here. Click add new messages. You can add multiple follow-up messages if you want. We can remove selected users from the list after clicking send, which is really good. So anyone that's being added to the list is just going to remove them because you've sent them the message. Ignore users who already received a message, pretty important. Don't want to do that. And automatically send messages to new followers. So we'll add this to the messages list. And of course, ours isn't going to really work right now because we don't have any followers, names in here or users that have been extracted. But if you do that, it should send them list. And then we're just going to skip down here to send messages because this is what you need to set up for them to actually be sent out. But yes, you want to just turn this to on, and honestly, it may sound weird, but the default settings in here are really awesome. I would not play with them. I've definitely stared at these for a while, tried to figure out if there's a better way to do it. But in reality, there isn't. All the settings, especially in the primary message and secondary message, these are completely fine. You may just want to come down here and enable some different options, so such as pick a random member instead of the first one from the list below. By the way, this is where you'll get those messages added in once you click from the use extracted users, you click that button down below that says send messages to list. You can add in blacklisted users, another option here. If you never want to send a message to a specific user, you can add them in here, such as like competitors or something. You can shorten URLs, not really worth it though. And yeah, that's pretty much it. There's no need to turn on anything else here. You'll just see them in, and then of course you turn the status on and it will start sending messages for you. Cool, so that is how you send messages to people who are, you know, from a specific source. What you can do as well is send messages to new followers. And to do this, you just come in, you click the tick box, and it's pretty much sort of the same. You come in here, you write in the comment you want. You can say, hey, for username, blah, 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 whatever it is that you want to do. You can also send secondary messages to them. Once again, you can click edit secondary messages. You can prioritize messages for new followers. So anyone who's like the newest follower, they're going to be added to the very top of the list. I don't, in a way, recommend this because, say, if you get lots of new followers, people are just going to keep getting pushed down all the time. Just keep them in more of a linear and chronological order is better. Yeah, and do not send messages to users who already have a conversation. Definitely enable this because it may be awkward if you're just halfway through a conversation and you say, hey, by the way, like blah, 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 blah. So yeah, everything's good. You can click extract now just to sort of get things running quickly. It's just going to find all the new followers you have and start messaging them that way. And also, just to mention as well, because we did sort of skip over the top bit here, we do want to make sure that the doesn't contain any invalid words. So paste in that blacklist that you have. And you also want to send messages to only followers by the app. It's optional, this one. It can definitely help, it can definitely not help. So fully optional if you want to turn this on. Yeah, that's how you send messages to new followers. And then finally, just to finish things off, you can auto reply to new messages. Maybe you're away out the country or you're not on Instagram for a little bit. You can literally just be honest, be like, hey, I'm just currently out the country, thanks for being in contact. Thanks, you know, you could say thanks at the end, and then let's say your name is like Kelly, you could say Kelly's assistant or something. Make it seem like something human, make it seem normal, because obviously it's going to be the same sort of message over again. They use Spintax, add those curly brackets with the straight lines to change up words. So you could have like, hey, hello, hi, howdy, yeehaw, whatever you want in there. And then obviously there's other options down here that you can enable for those auto replies. But the ones I see most people using is send message to new followers, which is luckily enough the easiest one to set up. So that's it for direct messages. Pretty simple. You can use it as you wish. Once again, I don't recommend you do direct messages. It comes off very automation-y, very robotic, very spammy, and that can obviously lead to your account being negatively affected.